What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of the best NFL Week 8 route running. Today we're going to be talking about this slide release, how you guys can attack leverage off the line of scrimmage, how you guys can use a wide step release. We're going to be taking a look at this clip from Jerry Jeudy, and then we're going to be talking about how you guys can attack leverage when you have a quick out with an outside leverage DB and this kind of catch technique, off-man technique, okay? So the main thing is today we're going to be focusing a lot on is moves off the line of scrimmage, when to use them, how to use them, the technique behind them, how you guys can get more separation against press, okay? So let's get started with this video. And also, guys, if you're a receiver and you want to get better hands, don't have a quarterback to throw to you 24/7, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days. Full 30-day catching program. No quarterback necessary. Gonna help you improve your hands in 30 days. Let's get started. So this slide release here is real important because this is a great release you guys can use when you have a slant route. I only like this on a slant or a fade. When we work this kind of hesitation slide off the line and give a move off of it, I only like it on a slant or a fade because it takes a little bit of time, but also you guys got to know the situation when to use this. So like, let's say you're running a slant route, but maybe we got like a scissors concept and it's out of like trips. That's maybe when you want to use it because you're the third read. You're the third or the fourth read. You don't want to use this release when you're the first read and you got to get off the line. Unless you have a prior communication with the quarterback to where he's going to sit and hold this thing a little bit. We have this thing, we have the right protection, and he's going to let you develop this thing and work this route. But you've got to have multiple tools in your arsenal. This can't be the only thing that we're going to be working with because it takes too long in certain situations, right? So now when we slide on this release, let's watch it full speed. So you see how when he kicks out here, he slides into open range. He's making this DB make a decision, right? And when we can get him out there and he's shuffling with us and he doesn't have hands and we get him to move off that platform, that's when we can get some space. Now, this is exactly when I like using this slide release. I like using this slide against maybe like when you do this like hesitation slide and just go, or hesitation and just rip through, that's more so you can do that on a first or a second read play, but when you slide and you work a move, that's when it's a third read situation. Now, when this guy's off like this and he's in this catch technique, this is the perfect time to use this slide, right? You look at Myers here, when he slides, he's in this range to where the DB has to make a decision. If he wants to come up and get hands and get real physical, he has to come at me and he has to come off of his platform. Now, what shoots him out into this open space is a lot of guys don't do this, is look at how his front leg kind of takes that false step, because that little false step right here, I wouldn't even call it a false step. I call it more of a power step. That's the terminology that I use. It shoots you out wide. So when he takes this false step, it pushes him, right? And it pushes him into this range. And it pushes him into this situation where the DB has to shuffle with him. He's staying disciplined and watching his hips. Okay, so now that's fine. He's got no hands on me. He's shuffling with me. We got him to open up that gate because I slid off that platform. I'm creating space for myself. Now I got to make sure that I sell this 1-2 with my upper half. See how he goes 1-2, and he throws his upper half to the outside, turns his hips. That's what's going to get a reaction out of this DB, because if you guys don't turn those hips and you keep those hips straight forward and you just maybe give a little head lean or a little shoulder fake, that's not going to get this DB to bite. You guys got to throw your hip. You know what I mean? You want to use this first leg here. You see how he uses it to push out wide, and he throws his hips and he throws out. He doesn't turn. He doesn't open up that front toe right here. He throws out like he's crossing over in basketball. When we could do this in space when the DB doesn't have hands, there's no choice but to react. He has no choice but to react to what we're doing. Now, when I get him to be off this platform, especially off a slide release, because this is a longer developing play, what do I need to do? I need to accelerate off the line. And I say this all the time if you guys have been watching my videos. Anybody can get separation off the line, especially on this type of a release, right? And especially when a DB doesn't have hands. But can you keep that separation? So when we get him off this platform, what's something he could do? He could just be here and open straight up, or he could speed turn, right? So I got to make sure that I make him pay for even giving me space to work. So let's make sure off of that move, off of that 0, you got to go 0 to 100, right? So let's accelerate out. Let's drive my arms. Let's drive off of that cut leg so I could widen the distance with this DB. And especially, let's say this play was out a little bit later, I would still be widening the gap. I would be getting more separation. This ball's just out pretty quick here. Great job making this play. Obviously, throw could be a little bit higher, but that's a great job getting separation and then keeping that separation by accelerating off the line, especially on releases, especially on patient releases. You got to work, be patient, then sudden, then accelerate. That's how we get separation, and that's how we keep it. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. Great job utilizing the slide release. Remember, this first step right here pushes you out, get him into open space. You want to be in this range, especially if you're a smaller guy, in this range where the DB has to make a decision. You set a trap for him, I throw a 1-2, and I accelerate. Let's watch it again full speed. So he gets in this range here, throws this 1-2, throw that body, make sure I accelerate, make sure I run out. That's a great release here by Jacoby Myers. Now we're going to be looking at this route here by Brandon Aiyuk. So we're going to be talking about how you can win a goal line fade, especially when he's in this like inside leverage off man, right? So he's inside shade. So what do I got to do here? It's already kind of drawn, right? You want to attack his midline, attack his leverage. Now, especially in a goal line situation. You guys got to know what DBs are taught, right? So DBs are taught not to back up in the end zone. So if I attack his leverage right here, chances are he's not going to backpedal. So if I could attack him and I could square him up and I could get him sitting flat on those feet and I make this crossover, I could get some separation, right? And especially if I'm running a goal line fade here, he's probably aware of the goal line fade because we cut our split down, right? And DBs aren't stupid, especially at this level. So when you guys cut your split down, DBs are going to be aware of that. DBs are going to be aware that, okay, he's probably a threat to run maybe just a quick out right here, or he's probably a threat to attack me and go to the outside. So we got to make sure that I make this believable with my upper half. If you guys don't sell this, it won't work. And that's why you see so many tight coverage situations down here on the goal line, because they already know what's coming, right? He's not going to, or maybe a couple times, let's say I attack his leverage and then I beat him on a fade like I did right here. And then maybe the next time I attack his leverage, he stays disciplined and I throw a 1-2, or I go 1-2-3 and I run a slant. It all varies, right? It can all build and it all depends on what you're about to do off the line. So you see when he comes off the line here, what does he do? He attacks that midline. He squares him up. Now, when we square him up here, what did I say? You got to sell with your upper half, right? Now, how I sell with my upper half is I throw my hips out. You see how he goes 1-2, and you see how much he throws his upper half, right? Where's the DB looking? He's looking at those hips. So if I turn my body, I throw my shoulders, I throw my hips, and I keep my toes forward, so I keep the weight on the inside arch of my foot, because when you keep that weight on the inside arch of your foot, you can drive out. You can accelerate out. If you open up that toe to where your hips open up and your body opens all the way up, you're not going to have any drive, and you're going to pop straight up, because then you have to run. No explosion, DB's able to recover. But if I can stay in this low explosive pad level position, sell with my upper half, and then keep my lower half closed, keep my toes closed so I can push out, that's going to get me some space. And you see here, ball's out on time. Great job by Aiyuk working this release here. Great job attacking leverage. Attacking leverage can set up so many different things. You see Devontae Adams do it so well, right? He'll attack leverage, and he throws a 1-2 and he runs a quick out. He'll attack leverage, he'll throw the opposite way, 1-2, run a quick slant. Then he'll do the same exact thing that we just did right here and run this goal line fade. It's about making it all look the same and attacking that midline of the DB. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. So he comes off here, 1-2, throw that body, make sure I snap that head around, and I expect that back shoulder. So now we're going to be looking at this wide step here from Jerry Jeudy. We're just going to mainly be talking about what the mechanics are of this wide step. Now, this is a great release you guys can use when you're in a situation where this DB's in this kind of closer press look, probably going to try to get physical, probably going to try to get hands. Because the big knock on Jeudy, right, was, oh, he won't be able to get off a press. Oh, he's not big enough, whatever. I think that's kind of ridiculous when you see how quick this guy is, because you guys got to understand that when you're a quicker receiver like this, I don't even think Judy's small. I don't even know why people would use that critique. I think he's put on weight, definitely. But you got to understand that I'm not going to try to sit there and box with a boxer if I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, right? So if I'm a quick receiver, I'm not going to stand there and try to get in a hand fight. If I'm a smaller guy, I'm not going to try to get in a hand fight with a 6'5" linebacker, right? I'm going to try to beat him with quickness, and that's what Jeudy has. That's why I don't think he has any trouble getting off a press right here. And this is a great release to use when you got to give something quick and you got to take an inside release, right? So you see when Jeudy's here, he's going to work this wide step. So a wide step is exactly how it sounds. You step with your outside leg outside the frame of the DB. Now, it's very important that you step outside of his frame, but you stay inside of your frame, because if you stay inside of your frame, you'll have explosion. And I don't mean like where your knees are almost touching. You could still be inside of your frame and step decently wide, right? Because you want to step, like I said, outside of his frame, because that's what's going to cause a reaction. A lot of people, when they do this, you see how Jeudy's here, outside of his frame. What a lot of people will do is they'll step inside of this guy's frame. And how do you expect him to react if you're not stepping outside of his frame? The only way to get him to react is if we threaten him with something, right? So we're trying to threaten him with just a quick little speed release. Like, I'm just trying to take off to the outside and beat him right now, especially when he's down here trying to get physical, trying to get violent on this press. He's going to be threatened by you just running off and beating him with speed. And what he wants to do in man coverage, right, that's why he's taking away the inside, he wants to force you to the dang sideline. So if I threaten him to the sideline, I threaten him vertical, even with one step, that can get him to commit, right? So you see how he's here? He throws his upper half, steps outside of his frame, but where's that weight? That weight's on the inside arch of his foot, right? Because that's his explosion. That's where you got to be. That's where you want to be when you guys are working drill work on your own. You can't think about that in a game. You can't think about that in 7-on-7, but you can think about it in practice when you're working drill work on your own to keep that weight on the inside arch of your foot when you're working these releases off the line. So again, we're selling with my upper half, my shoulders and my hips go outside wide, and my foot stays forward so I could drive. And again, if we want to take an inside release, which hand do I got to beat? You got to beat the inside hand. And then you're off a a press, right? So that's a great job by Jeudy working that swat, then rip over the top, snaps that head around, gets over the middle. Great job making this play and great job making this catch in traffic. Good recovery by the DB. Not bad on the recovery, but again, this right here, these are the inches that you need, right? Because everybody's talented. This DB's super talented. Jeudy's super talented. Everybody's talented at this level. Now imagine when you take these types of skills to the high school level, even to the college level, that's going to get you more space. That's going to get you more separation because obviously the competition level is lower, but you can still try to play up to this level. Okay, so let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. Great execution with the wide step. Great job throwing his body. Let's watch it again here. Step wide. Make sure I beat to the inside. You beat that inside arm, then we make this play. Great job by Jeudy. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at this right here from Allen Robinson. So I mainly want to just break this thing down first, like his leverage and stuff like that. So obviously man coverage, and he's got to run this quick flat route, right? I don't want to just run straight there because why? DB's going to be all over it. DB's going to be getting hands too. So what do I want to do? Same situation as that goal line. I want to attack his midline. I want to threaten him to the inside because he does not want to chase me over to the middle of the field and throw that 1-2. So let's watch it again full speed. So attack leverage, throw that 1-2, get him to slip a little bit, then let's accelerate out. So when we come off here, he takes it straight to him because we're making the DB make a decision. Is he going to sit flat right here? Is he going to keep backpedaling up? And if he backpedals up, he's going to run right into the slant, right? So we got to make sure that I'm threatening him. I threaten that midline of 1-2. And you see how he's able to sell this thing with his upper half when you guys can kind of put the brakes on a dime and where this situation where the DB has to make a decision where he could either sit there and watch your hips or he could come at you, try to get hands. Look at his base. He does slip a little bit. I'll admit that. But being violent with your upper half makes him jump outside. And he's trying to come at you. He's trying to get physical with his hands to try to reroute you. And then he's off balance. And if you guys could get him off balance with your upper half and then you utilize this, you get those hands off, you accelerate out, you pump those arms. That's how we can get space when we attack leverage. So make that DB make a decision. Take it right to him. Make him react to you. We should have a reactionary plan. If I come at him and I attack his leverage and he tries to come at me and choke me, I should have a plan. Let's be quick with my feet, swap those hands and get off. If he stays back, let's sell this thing with my body. You guys got to have that reactionary plan. It's got to be instinct to react off of this. Let's watch this thing again full speed one more time. This is a great job here by Allen Robinson. Attack the midline, throw that upper half, and let's make sure I accelerate out. Great route. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, guys, if you're a receiver, you want to get better hands, don't have a quarterback, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days. I'll see you guys next time.